Could deception and strategy ignite a devastating war in the Middle East? Today, we explore how Israel might influence the United States into a conflict with Iran, the potential strategies they could use, and the ramifications for all parties involved. From historical examples to real-world consequences, we'll dive deep into what such a war could mean for Iran, Israel, the United States, and the entire region. Stay with us. This is a conversation you don't want to miss. Welcome to MABANA 21 podcast, where we explore critical issues in geopolitics, history, and strategy. I'm your host, and today's episode focuses on a contentious topic: how Israel might use deception to draw the United States into a war with Iran. We'll examine 5 potential strategies Israel could employ, critique their implications for Iran and Israel, and explore the broader impact on regional stability and global alliances. A historical example of intelligence manipulation is the lead-up to the 2003 Iraq War. The United States relied on faulty intelligence about weapons of mass destruction to justify its invasion of Iraq. Similarly, Israel could present exaggerated claims about Iran's nuclear program or involvement in terrorism to pressure U.S. policymakers into action. During the 1980s Iran-Iraq War, both sides used proxies to attack each other indirectly. Israel could provoke Iranian-backed groups like Hezbollah or militias in Iraq to attack U.S. bases or allies in the region, creating pressure for American retaliation. A classic example of a false flag operation is Operation Susanna in 1954, where Israeli agents bombed British and American targets in Egypt but framed it as local unrest. In a modern context, Israel could stage attacks that appear to be carried out by Iran against United States assets or allies. Israel has historically lobbied United States Congress effectively, as seen during debates over the Iran nuclear deal, also known as the JCPOA. By aligning with Gulf states like Saudi Arabia or the UAE, who also view Iran as a threat, Israel could create a coalition demanding United States intervention. In 2012, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu used visual aids at the United Nations to argue that Iran was close to developing nuclear weapons. Media campaigns like this could sway public opinion in favor of military action against Iran. During the Iraq War, which spanned from 2003 to 2011, civilian casualties were estimated at over 200,000 due to airstrikes and ground combat. A similar conflict in Iran could result in tens of thousands of deaths in urban areas like Tehran or Isfahan. The NATO bombing campaign during the Kosovo War in 1999 destroyed bridges, power plants, and factories, crippling Yugoslavia's infrastructure for years. Targeted strikes on Iranian oil refineries or ports like Bandar Abbas would have similar devastating effects. Sanctions imposed on Iraq after the Gulf War in 1991 caused widespread poverty and malnutrition. A prolonged war combined with sanctions would likely devastate Iran's economy further. During the Gulf War in 1991, Iraq launched Scud missiles at Israeli cities despite not being directly involved in the conflict. Similarly, Iranian missiles or proxy attacks could target Tel Aviv or Haifa during a war. The Second Lebanon War in 2006 cost Israel an estimated $3 billion due to military operations and damage from Hezbollah rocket attacks. A larger-scale conflict with Iran would be far more expensive. After its invasion of Lebanon in 1982, Israel faced global condemnation for civilian casualties in Beirut. A similar scenario could occur if Israeli actions lead to significant Iranian civilian suffering. The Syrian civil war displaced millions of people across borders into Turkey, Jordan, and Lebanon. A war with Iran could trigger similar refugee crises across Iraq, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. During the Gulf War in 1991, oil prices spiked dramatically due to disruptions in Persian Gulf exports. A conflict involving Iran, one of the world's largest oil producers, would have even greater economic consequences globally. The U.S.-led invasion of Iraq in 2003 created power vacuums that fueled sectarian violence for decades. A similar outcome could occur if Iranian leadership is destabilized by war. During apartheid-era conflicts involving South Africa, many nations in Africa and Latin America condemned Western interventions as imperialist aggression. A similar narrative would likely emerge if Israel and the U.S. In 2003, France and Germany opposed the Iraq War, despite pressure from allies like the U.S. Similarly, nations like Canada, New Zealand, Germany, Spain and France might oppose unilateral aggression against Iran unless clear evidence justifies it. The Iraq War cost over $2 trillion when factoring in military operations and long-term care for veterans. A war with Iran, given its size and military capabilities, could cost even more annually. During World War II, increased military spending boosted national debt, but also stimulated economic growth through industrial production. However, modern wars like those in Afghanistan have primarily drained resources without significant economic returns. War is never simple. It comes with devastating consequences for all parties involved. As we've discussed today using real-world examples from history, a potential conflict between the U.S., Israel, and Iran would reshape geopolitics while leaving deep scars on civilians and economies alike. What do you think? Could such a war ever be justified? Share your thoughts using #MABANA21 podcast. Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes exploring critical issues in geopolitics. Thank you for listening.